Hello, level up people. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast. Today I have a very special guest. I know you guys were like, Dr. Lehman, you always say that every single week. What is going on in here? And the reason for that, it's because every single guest is special to me and they should be special to you. So today it's nothing different. But here, check this out. Do you guys see this? Are you guys seeing this? This is the new anthology that's coming out. This is called Beyond Boundaries, Thriving in Life's Gray Zone, where 25 authors, there's actually 25. I'm missing one picture in here. Stephen came in a little bit late, but there's 25 of us who is sharing our amazing journey in life where adversity should knock us out, but instead we thrive in it. These are the movers and shakers. There's a lot of you guys out there, but these are curated individuals who are moving and shaking our community to make sure they can help all of us together. So yes, I am. Go ahead and let us know what you think about it soon. March 14th, it's when it's going to come out in Kindle, the ebook version. And then March 22nd, you will have the amazing book in your hands. So let's go ahead and welcome those authors and let's groovy on Wednesday. Here we go. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Welcome everybody to Level Up Academy podcast. We have 40,000 YouTube subscribers with 100,000 views for the month of January. Thank you. We are globally ranked top 10% podcasters out of 3 million because of you. Thank you so much. We are in 90 nations and countries now, actually, not just 80. And we are also in an amazing radio show as well in 30 different other countries. We are in 25 distribution channels, and our E360 TV is going to double up soon on Sunday. That means more opportunities for big organizations and companies and founders to be on TV. We are the world for us, by us. Our vision is to be the Netflix of education, while our mission is to level up the world through education. Help us. To keep my sanity, I meet A-listers in Hollywood and amazing people from Stan Lee to Greg Nicotero to Ken Foree, and of course the RoboCop and Alien are my favorite movies throughout my life. 3 times international best-selling co-author, and I am publishing with 24 different co-authors currently with Beyond Boundaries. TV analytics, why do you want to be with Level Up? Look at 54 to 64 is what we're capturing, and even 3 to 18 years old. We are having 2,000 watch hours in our TV show. The platform that is mostly popular is on the web and, of course, Roku channel and Amazon, along with iPhone users. YouTube subscribers, our biggest one is 35 to 44, and 45 to 54 years old is our biggest demographics. And let's take a look at female and male. 26.3% female and more men on YouTube watching us. Ask yourself, who has the most disposable income in your niche of organization? This is the TV. I'm capturing more women on TV than men. So I have both men and women demographics. This is the YouTube channel. 73% men, 26% female. Look at our impression. Over 250,000 just for 28 days. So let's collaborate. Let's go ahead and go take our courses. Let's do book publishing, graphic design, mentorship, and we are your publicity hub. Welcome to Level Up Academy, guys. And in our Level Up Circle TV, you will be in Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple, Google Play, and much more. 1,000 thanks to everybody. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work.
That was a lot of information, but I'm just so excited. You have no idea the growth that we're doing here. Before I take it down for this one, I want to make sure that you guys are aware that we have amazing people always in our corner, in our community. But what's important is community, okay? I wanted to show you this because we need to help one of our members in our community, Danielle and her family. I'm not going to go into details of what has happened in her family, but let's just say that there is a definite need in her family with a health scare on her husband. If you need more info, go ahead and DM Danielle Manoir. If you need more info in terms of who she is, you want to get to know who she is, she's very heart centered. She lives in Sacramento, California. She is an HR person, she is an investigator for the state of California. Um, and she really wants to create a business where she will be your HR. Her experiences, along with her partner, her business partners, over 30 or 40 years, when it comes to creating a book for your employees, what the trainings that you need to ensure that you are going to that journey when you welcome your employees from hiring to interviews to now how do we sustain training? How do we make sure we are inclusive? She has all that experience. And so she is needed in our community, but we need your help. Go ahead and scan that QR code, read a little bit about what's happening in her community. One of her community members is so kind and putting in a meal train. Basically, so she is busy taking care of her husband, and of course, she has 3 children. So we are trying to feed her family. Any donation that you can provide, we appreciate you. We see you, and we love you, and thank you. And what is the most important thing is love, guys, and compassion. So, thank you for your love. Thank you for your compassion, and let's pray for our sister Danielle more than anything. I know life is hard right now, and if you could at least pray and share, I personally appreciate you. All right. So if you need any help, just DM me, Dr. Leland. And if I somehow don't respond to you, I didn't see you. Okay. So just keep bugging me. It's okay. I got you. I got you. But thank you guys so much for your help. Danielle, if you are watching, sister, we love you. We are there with you, and we keep praying for you and your family and wish you the best love day ever. I wish I had a love song. I think there's Selena Gomez love song. Like, this is a love song. Okay, forget it. You guys are gonna go away because it's not karaoke day. But this is for our sister Danielle. I'm gonna keep 20 seconds of it just to make sure that you guys are seeing it. And then we will go from there. We have a lot of team replay today because everyone is out and about with their spouse. So we appreciate team replay. Like, subscribe, and message us on YouTube. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get going here. But let's see if I can share something here. Ooh, ooh, there's me. Ooh. Okay, so this one have our 25 authors. You see this right here? This is Steven. This is in addition to. Oh, there you go, guys. There's everybody. 25 different authors. Okay, and we make sure that all of these amazing people. We went from somebody who literally died, was in a coma, and came back. Okay? You want to know her story? You got to read the book. And of course, we have people who almost died with accidents and things like that and still here. We have relationship. We have, I mean, it keeps going. We have people who are CEOs of companies, and then they lost their job and their title, and they feel like they lost their identity with it. And through that journey, they are thriving in that life's gray zone. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I cannot wait for you guys to really see who they are and what part of them, okay, what part of them that they're willing to share to the world so you too can thrive in it. And another one, there's a story somewhere in here. I'm not going to tell you what. She has been married and with her military spouse for 37 years career in the military. And she is there to support military spouses. And how did she do it? And how is she helping? And how is she continuing to help military spouse? Because we forget, our veterans are there, but they are not just there alone. They have a support system. It's called spouses and partners, right? And so she's writing from that perspective, and helping the spouses in the veterans world support them and their mental well-being, as well as really just venting. It's so nice to just vent with your brothers and sisters and no judgment whatsoever. And we have a Thrive like that here on LinkedIn, actually. So we appreciate you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'm going to share one more thing. So with Level Up Academy, we are now opening up our magazine March. We are actually giving away a feature, okay, for you guys. It's a $300 value. We're giving it away for free, but you can win the free slots for your magazines and highlights actually tomorrow. Today is Free Wednesdays. Tomorrow is our TV show, which is branding guru Tanya Eberhardt is going to be there with her husband, Michael. And so at the end, so when you like, subscribe in our YouTube channel, and also comment, you will be having the ability to be featured in our Level Up magazine in March that will come out. And here's the kicker. So we have our own tribe. We have our own following in Level Up, right? But 2 days ago, I got an amazing collaboration. Okay. I'm like crying about it. Because it doesn't matter how amazing you are, how badass you, can I say that? How badass you are. YouTube, don't cancel me, okay? If no one knows who you are, people were like, wow, you're the best kept secret. Why do you need to be the best kept secret? You should be just the best, not a secret, right? And so that's what I'm using my superpower in, is to have publicity for you amazing people so you can be heard and seen. But here's the thing, we're limited to what? 100,000 people within just my network. But what about we can get the world? There's 8 billion people. I have the ability. So I partnered with someone, a publicity agency international. Where's my notes? I'm like, I need to see my notes because there was way too many to say. So you know how like you are in, you see people like on ABC News or LA Weekly and New York Weekly and Suns and MSN and Yahoo and all of those experts, because they are claiming their authority as a thought leader. And you're like, I wonder how I can do that. How can I be there? It costs a lot of money. It's like I'm on the legs, like $30,000, $50,000 just to be a magazine. I was like, I'm a founder. I got no money. Can we trade skills here? Like, I'm always saying that. Guys, I now have the ability to put you on all of those magazines, over 50 all over the world. I'm just going to name the media. So I have the UK media. I have some UK media that I can use. USA, obviously. I have Australia, Middle East, luxury media, premium media, France. I mean, I have Fashion Weekly. So if you know some fashionable people that want to be on the magazine of Fashion Weekly, let the sister know. I got you. I even have Maxim. Like, what? It's crazy. And I have tech, obviously tech. I have international, and then of course the premium outlet. So the list is so long, like I can't even read you. But I actually am so excited to share that now I have the ability and the power beyond Level Up Circle magazine to put you on New York Weekly, LA Weekly, NSN, Inquirer. I mean, I just calm down. My ADHD is kicking in, guys. I'm just so excited for you because now I have the ability to truly amplify your message, not just on TV, not just on YouTube, not just on, publications of this book. Now I have magazines outside of this realm beyond everyone's reach. So now you really know I can claim the publicity queen right now. I'm like, is there anything else? And here's the most important thing that I've learned. When you are heart centered, your words align with your actions, you get blessed. When you get rid of people who have given you negative energy, you get blessed. When you give more and you put people over profit, you get blessed. When you show up for people when they need you the most, you get blessed. So the next time, and your words are powerful, by the way, the next time you open your mouth, think about those blessings that you're blocking because of your own processes. Just saying. And you can't say no to me. Like, you just open that little door. Once I shut down the door on you, I don't open it for you anymore, just because I know that you are a negative energy for me. And we need more people to have positive energy. And so I'm loving it. I'm going to stop talking now, huh? So let me share one more, and then I'm going to bring in Harsha. I think he is ready. I'm not sure if he is ready. I think so. Let me see if I can show you the website that I'm creating. We're going to have courses, by the way, coming up in March, guys. We also have a premium masterclass going on. This is a journey from beginning to end as you as a business owner. So from mindset to your books, accounting, how you can show up for your books financially. And then, of course, we're going to also look at like publicity. Obviously, we're also going to look at a bunch of things. So it's about 6 months program. It's a long program because it's commitment to you and your business and of course yourself, to make sure that you are showing up for you and nothing else. I'm going to shut up after I show this. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see. Yes, you are seeing it. Okay. So it's called, just type levelupwithdoc.com. And I'll post this on the Level Up business page. But basically, these are for memberships. So we're going to courses available because we have courses in there. And if you want to talk to me in my calendar, I have 3 different calendars. You just click on this picture and you can get to my calendar. We have now the platinum publicity. This is what we give for you. We have the 45 minutes airtime with strategy. That means you can't just go on TV and just talk about business, but where I'm going to help you create strategy to claim your authority as a thought leader and a business owner and show up for yourself as the true CEO that you are. And this will be the TV show guest monthly membership. Also, we have the Level Up Circle magazine. Like I said, this is $300 value. We are giving away every single Thursday. If you show up and comment there and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, every single Thursday until the 29th, you have the chance to win. Right after the show, you'll know if you win or not. Okay. We also have the PR on the Black 105 radio. It's hip hop and R&B, guys. It's hip hop and R&B. And we are offering that to you as well for the radio show. We will have how to create online courses. Not all courses are created equal. If you know my background, I've been a dean at three different universities. I've had content creation for universities, specifically in academic publishing. But when it comes to courses creation, I know how to create courses in real world situation and academic. So if you put them together as a hybrid, you have the best course content creation because I make sure that you hit all of the learning styles of your customers. Also, I'm teaching a class called a StreamYard, right? And how you can snip it, create your video, create graphics, and things like that. In this class, the live stream right here, if you have a YouTube channel, guess who got you boosted for subscribers? That's right. So if you take this class, I get to boost you on your YouTube video with my marketing team. And then, of course, in our YouTube channel, if you click here, you just hit and subscribe. I'm going to stop talking now because I need you guys to really get to know Harsha. Are you ready, Harsha? Let me give me a thumbs up if you are. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me on. I love what you do.
Oh my
It's incredible.
God. I'm sorry. I talked too much. I'm like 6 minutes over, CJ. What's happening here? Because I have so much going on in Level Up and I wanted to share that exciting news. But first and foremost, happy Valentine's Day to you.
And a happy Valentine's
And
to you.
wanting to know what, who is Harsha and what do you do?
Great question. Probably the question I get the most. I'm a performance coach first and foremost. Let me give you a little bit about my background. I'm a trained martial artist. I'm a ninth generation Sifu in the Chola-foot Shaolin Kung Fu and Yang Tai Chi martial arts. I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I run a fitness facility and martial arts school down in the South Bay of San Diego called White Dragon Martial Arts. But on top of that, I'm also the CEO and founder of UFlow Fitness, where I get a chance to work with any individual, any client, any person who just wants to be their best self. And I do it using a very unique training approach of internal martial arts, meditation, breathing. It's just a way to really help people find their optimal self, find their peak abilities. And I start with the mind. It's a wellness thing first and foremost. And when your mind is really linked well with your body can achieve anything you want it to. So things like age, they don't matter anymore. It's just a number. Your energy is what's important. Your tenacity, your enthusiasm, your excitement, that is going to then show the kind of results that you're looking for. You also end up and you enjoy the journey that you go on. So I help people find that level of satisfaction, that level of happiness, and maximize their results.
Amazing. When you said, "Oh, age doesn't matter," yes, it does. My knee said so. I'm like, my knees are hurting right now. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. So yeah, and it's really funny because I live in San Diego. I've never met you in real life, and when we started chatting, I'm like, we got to make it more intentional. I have so many people that who are on LinkedIn that are my friends, but we don't ever meet here in San Diego. It's so funny.
Yeah.
My next question is: think back 20 years ago and find within your timeline, right? Some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today. And you said, I've been doing this 2 decades. So that's literally 20 years. Like, how did you
Yeah.
get started?
So really great question. Most people look at me and they think I'm probably in the medical field or some sort of software engineer, as is most of my family. That just wasn't my path. I came down to San Diego to go to the University of California, San Diego. I came down for college. And my roommate and I, we always we're just big Kung Fu fans. We love Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, you name it. We always used to watch those old school movies. So we always we told each other, when we get to college, we're going to find a good Kung Fu school and we're going to do this. So we did. We ended up finding White Dragon, which is just, 10, 15 minutes outside of UCSD. It's where I found my coach, my mentor, my teacher. And we fell in love with it instantly. And what training did for me was very different. My kind of people, we tend to stick our heads and noses in books, where we're more cerebral. being athletic or fitness oriented was not a big thing back in that day. It's something that's starting to become more and more popular all over the world, especially in the eastern parts of the world. But in that day and age, the goal was, let's go to medical school or law school, which was my route specifically. So I guess the turning point for me was, I had an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and work for then Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. I was on the inside of her team. I got a chance to really learn how legislation works and work with their team on drafting proposals and so on and so forth. And I think I was just very excited. Growing up, I fell in love with shows like The West Wing and the idealism of public service. I always wanted to contribute to the community in the largest way possible. I always felt like I was destined to do something big for the community. But the problem, I think, was when you get there and you understand the reality of politics, it's not the prettiest game. It was a little bit disappointing to see that public service is a very difficult thing. With the way it's structured, politicians, first and foremost, are trying to keep their jobs. They're trying to raise money, and they're trying to win. They're trying to beat the other side. So those were the first three priorities for them. And if there's any time left over, which there hardly ever is, you try, maybe even pretend to do something for your constituents or show them that you're trying to make progress toward them. So I felt like a lot could have gotten done from a political standpoint that would help, the country. But I felt very little actually did. It was more about winning, and it was about, the power grab. So I came back a little bit dejected. I remember coming back to the martial arts facility, and I talked to my mentor about it, and he was like, "Well, you know what? All the values that you're into, respect, responsibility, the spirit, positive attitude, discipline. He's like, we do that right here. Why don't you become one of my trainers and let's train you to do this full time one day?" So that's actually what happened. He was right. I was in love with martial arts. I enjoyed interacting with people that love martial arts and fitness, people who are positive. So I jumped into a very intense instructor's training course to become a coach. I successfully graduated that course. I went to all kinds of state level, national level tournaments. I ended up, doing extremely well, winning on the highest caliber, even internationally. And then in 2010, I was ready to start my own school in the White Dragon franchise. So I opened the one down in Chula Vista, the South Bay, and it immediately became the largest, most popular location, one of the largest and most successful schools anywhere in Southern California. So I realized I had a knack for, reaching people through martial arts, through fitness. And I would say the turning point was really 20 years ago. That's when it started.
That's amazing. This is more of a personal question. Like, do you accept students my age?
Dr. Leland, you would be one of the younger students that I train. So let me tell you a story. Probably my greatest success. There's a young man. I like to call him young man. He's 84 years old. His name is Steven. I've been training him now for 11 years. When he came to us in a wheelchair when he visited the school. And he basically said, my doctor said, I don't have much time. I need to do something or my body's basically going to shut down. He's like, I can barely walk. He was in a lot of pain. He was very injured. Former military vet, Air Force lieutenant, like just, he served his country and he served his country bravely. So he told me, he's like, is there any sort of, martial arts or Tai Chi or something that I can do while seated in a wheelchair? And my response to him was, absolutely, I can teach you that. However, I can do you one better. I can teach you how to do Tai Chi out of that wheelchair. And he was, of course, very suspicious. Like, well, no, I don't know. And it's like, all we got to do is try. Let's stand up. Let's stand up. Let's get out of the wheelchair. I did his introduction. Of course, Tai Chi is challenging, but we got through some of the basic, footwork and the walking and the hand postures. Today, Steven is one of the highest ranking Tai Chi experts in Yang style Tai Chi. He's a black belt, a highly, highly successful black belt test he completed a couple of years ago. One of the oldest to do it. And if you look at him today, he looks younger and sharper. He's stronger. He's better than he was in his early 70s, now in his mid 80s. That he defies age. And I realized I had something here, that it wasn't just teaching the Tai Chi. I felt I had a unique training approach with my students and my clients. And there's an energy that I think people need to receive in order for them to get well, to do better. And so I love teaching with that kind of positivity. We call it the KISS method. Lots of enthusiasm, lots of praise, letting people know that every step they're taking, even if they're not getting it perfectly, the effort is what's most important. And so that brings a sort of happiness and a satisfaction and a wellness. And he's one of those guys that he looks at me every week and he's like, I'm with you for life. And I tell him every time, well, you just extended your life. Your life is going to be a lot longer and a lot healthier than it otherwise would be. So the best thing either of us could have done is bump into each other some 11 years ago. Yeah. You're definitely not too
Well,
old.
I need that. I need that in my life because, like, I'm so sedentary, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to get at my desk. Actually, I can stand up, but the problem is when I stand up too long,
Mhm.
my ball of my feet hurts. I was like, okay, I get to sit down, and I'm like, man, I'm having burrito rolls. Like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, I'm not 20 anymore. What do you mean? That was just yesterday. But it's
Yeah.
hard, right? So let's talk
Yes.
about that. And I believe when you say about energy and enthusiasm and positivity, and I truly believe that because 95% of our brain is subconscious. So whatever we feed in our brain, even though we're 5% conscious, it's always in the back of our mind, right?
Mhm.
That's why when
Mhm.
people says you're in depression, get out of your head. It's get out of your head. How do I get out of my head, right? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And so make it tangible for people to say, yes, you're an energy being, you're an energy flow, but how do you help people, right, from personal level to translate it to business? Because when we discover the master of your flow, which is the conversation today, how do
Yeah.
you, like, people have drama mama issues, health issues, right? Like we have drama mama issues.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so, like, you know, just something within your head that you just can't get out, right? How do
Yeah.
you help people through physical activity, through obviously um, having that chi? Like, I'm a
Yeah.
yang, okay? I need my yin to also like balance me. I'm a yang
Yes.
person, and I'm
Yes.
like, ah, and some people like energy seeker, energy,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like calm
Wonderful
down. I'm
point.
like, okay,
Yeah.
how do you do that? How do you help?
So, this is something I figured out during COVID, actually. A lot of the training that I do, I took for granted for the longest time. Tai Chi, I think, is the most amazing, most challenging, and most rewarding martial art in the world. And I teach multiple styles. I'm a big fan of Shaolin Kung Fu. I'm a multiple degree black belt. I have a lot of skill in that. And that was my first love. But I always tell people, if there's one thing you can do, if you're into the martial arts, if there's one thing you can do for the rest of your life, it's going to be Tai Chi. And then the question comes up, well, how do I get motivated? It's really hard to get up, Harsha. I can't do it. I figured this out during COVID when everybody was getting depressed and everybody was falling apart. And, there was so much uncertainty. Uncertainty is what kills our mind. It's the fear of the unknown. Which is why everybody ran to Costco and bought 400 rolls of toilet paper every single day. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if we're going to be able to leave the house tomorrow. And so the first thing I tell people is you have to rewire the mind. I help people just rotate the brain just a couple of degrees. When you're able to shift your mindset, you can accomplish imperceivable things. Dr. Leland, you can do almost superhuman things. And so I really started doing research, and the thing that I really started latching onto was something called the flow state. Everybody's got it. There's a switch in your brain, and when you unlock that switch, you can become your version of Captain America. You can do the impossible. And this is something that was discovered, or coined, I should say. The phrase was coined some decades ago by Mahali, Csikszentmihalyi. He's the guy that figured out and coined the flow state. We've all been there. We've all been in the flow state at one time or other, usually by accident. And this feeling because you're excited. Whatever task you're doing, you're just absolutely nailing it. You're 100% into it. You're fully immersed, and you are owning that task like you've never done it before. And you're surprising yourself, and you can't believe this. And you're like, oh my God, this must be luck, or how am I doing this? And it could be anything. It could be a video game that you might be playing if you're a young kid. It could be a book that you're writing. It could be anything that you're doing, and you just feel like you are completely in the zone. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can actually consciously unlock that flow state. And that's what I help people do. And when you do that, it makes the journey of whatever it is you're doing so much more enjoyable. You take your focus off the result and you enjoy the process of what you're doing. And for me, when I teach and I train people every day, that's another opportunity to improve myself and my communication and my ability to transfer knowledge to somebody. And every time I do it and I do it better in my own mind, I'm telling myself, you're so much better at this today than you were yesterday. And that feeling of satisfaction helps me coach at a much better level, or any task for that matter. If I want to sit down and I want to read something and fully immerse myself into it, I become part of that story. If I'm communicating with somebody, I want to make sure that, we're kind of going on a little adventure, a little journey ourselves. So there are little techniques that I help people do now. A lot of the private clients that come and work with me through UFlow, the first thing I do with them is I help them really tweak the brain just a little bit. We unlock a little bit of that flow state. Once the mind believes it, then the body achieves it. So that's generally what my
Ooh,
specialty
I love that. I love
is.
that. But this is my question, and this is actually a really good segue. I was like typing it while you're talking. It's like, what are the key characteristics of the flow
Yes.
state? Like, when do you know? Because when you were saying that, I was like, ooh, 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 I'm
Yeah.
excited because no, listen, I don't even know what's going on with my brain. Okay. Like last year, I lost friends because they're like, oh my God, CJ, your vision, psh, calm down. You're on cloud nine. You're never going to go like the Netflix of education. Are you kidding me? You want to be on TV? That's too much money. You're never going to get there. Oh my
Yeah.
God, CJ, your mission to level up the world through education, that's a lot. Like a lot of people were doubting me. I'm like, why are you doubting me? Have you not met me? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I literally, okay, almost died 8 times, including cancer, and you're doubting me?
Wow.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
not for me, you're against me. And guess what? You know who's my support system more than anybody is up there. When he wants me today, right now, in 2 minutes, I'd be gone. Doesn't really matter, does it? Right? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you're doing, right? But when you
Yes.
feel that energy, feels like the message is flowing through me. It's like, CJ, you want to amplify people's message?
Yeah.
Use your God-given talent, whatever that is. Okay, I talk too much. I have ADHD. How do I capture that in a flow state so I can help people? I'm like, guys, I'm a bragger. I like to brag about you. Let me help you brag about you. And
Yeah.
right. And then when you just, like you said, when you're in it, it just keeps going. And I actually question myself. I'm like, did I just do that? Wait, did I
Hmm.
do that? I don't know what's happening right now. And then
Yeah.
people are like, how are you doing all this? I'm like, I don't have an answer for you, right? How do you do that? So these are my question. What is
Yeah.
it? How can you
Great
recognize
question.
when you're in it?
So here's the thing, and I'm going to put this out there. One of the things you had mentioned earlier is like, oh my God, look, it's already 17 past the hour. I've been going on and on about, you are already in your flow state. When you get excited about something and you can talk about it as if time doesn't matter anymore, that's you already hitting that state of mind. And I think the important thing to realize is there are a few connectors that are necessary for you to be fully immersed in the flow state. The first thing is you have to have a certain skill level. All right, you have to have certain knowledge on things. So whatever it is you're trying to tackle, if you have zero knowledge on it, the project, the task could be a little bit overwhelming. Now, you're the dean of 3 universities, like you said, you've survived some of the craziest things in the world. You've developed a certain level of skill and confidence over time that you can achieve certain things. The second thing is you have to set a goal. Sometimes a goal that's just outside of the goalpost a little bit, something that's a little bit higher to aspire. But knowing that you have certain skill levels, you can reach for that, you can reach and achieve something that generally was outside of your boundaries. So setting a high goal, sometimes even possibly an impossible goal that might be perceived by others, that's a great way to really activate that energy and excitement. And then the third thing, of course, is your level of enthusiasm. When you are excited, the brain releases that serotonin, the dopamine into your system. You've got that great feeling, you've got that confident feeling, and then you go for it. People who generally are trying to unlock that flow state or are entering it or are already in it, they don't necessarily care about success or failure when it comes to the result. What they're excited to do is travel the journey. Let's go for it. So for you, it might be, I'm going to learn to play chess and I am going to play and I'm going to beat Magnus Carlsen, the grand champion, world champion, one of the greatest to ever do it. And that could be your goal. Now, regardless of whether you do it or not. And it is quite a task, because he is the world's best, and he has been for many, many decades. It's the excitement or the energy that you might cultivate going after a dream like that is going to make you an incredible chess player. That's the result that you're going to get. You may not be the grand champion that Magnus Carlsen is, but you're going to be a lot better than you otherwise would have been. So setting high goals is very important. Being excited about what you're about to do, and knowing that you have some skill and some confidence, those three things, when they converge together, you are now entering your flow state. And there are a lot of other little techniques that you can do. And I try to teach people through internal training, like martial arts. I teach Tai Chi, I teach Qigong, meditation,
I need
breathing.
Tai Chi, please. I was like, I need Tai Chi, please.
Yes, yes.
And I'm glad that you said that, because, you know, now that you're saying that, I'm actually really listening and like reflecting on my own internal processes, because I would like to help my students get to the best of them, not the best like me, the best of them, because it's not about me and my journey. It's about them and their journey if they're wanting to learn, right? So I always say, okay, here's the thing. And I actually had this conversation with my husband. I've been married for 21 years, right? He better take me to dinner tonight, I swear. He's still sleeping right now. But like, basically, you know, when I think about that and I said, okay, what gets me up in the morning? It's helping others, right? When someone asked me, Scott actually asked me, saying, how can we help you, and what would make you happy this year? What's your goal? And usually I have some whippersnapper answers right away. And I had to really think about that. And what really makes me happy at the end of the day is doubling up, saving lives. Last year, I was told at least 5 times that I saved their life, right? From killing themselves, really. That makes me happy. Like everything that I do, the lack of sleep and the grouchy moment and the bad hair. Sometimes I wear my wig in here because I'm like, ooh, hair day. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm saving a life. That makes me really happy, because I remember when I was in that moment that I thought I was done with my life, no one tried to save me.
Wow.
But up there.
Yeah.
Right. So when I see people needing that, I don't want to cry, but that just makes me so happy when people says, hey, you saved my life. And that's why. It's because of that passion for helping others, reflecting on my own. Like, I wish someone was there. No one was.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And I thank you so much for sharing that, and for being vulnerable. Being your best self, being your optimal self, your most efficient self, it requires being your most honest self. And I think people that recognize that in themselves, first and foremost, the sky is the limit for what they can achieve. Actually, the sky is not even the limit. You are limitless. You can go beyond the sky. You can go beyond the stratosphere. You never know who you're going to affect in a positive way. And one of the reasons I'm so grateful for you, Dr. Leland, and giving me this platform is, while I have one of the largest martial arts facilities, at any one given time, I'm not going to reach more than 300 or 400 clients, right? That's large for a school. Most martial arts schools, fitness centers, they're lucky to have 100. So I have one of the largest facilities you'll find anywhere in Southern California, perhaps even the United States. And that's just not enough. It's great. 400 students is great. But you know what's better is 4,000, 40,000, 400,000, 4 million, 4 billion. You said it yourself. There are 8 billion people in this world. And I think every single one of them needs to hear everything that we're saying. And I think everybody can find a more optimal version of themselves. And I'm a perfect example of this. You know, life does get challenging. Life gets very, very hard. And to share a vulnerable moment with you, if I may, last year in particular was a very, very challenging year. You know, my marriage ended. We have a child together. She's on the spectrum. She has autism, and navigating through that while still maintaining positivity, while still maintaining energy. I had to be extremely disciplined about that, because here I am preaching to my clients and telling them this is the way we need to think. And if I start falling apart and I start letting that negativity own me, then I'm no good. I'm not the coach anymore. I don't deserve to be the coach. So I have to say, for as challenging as 2023 is, I'll never say that it was a bad year, because I learned a lot about myself. I immersed myself into my work more. I was able to interact with more people. And the best thing about this was I woke up this morning before coming on, and I was thinking about this, and I even sent my daughter's mother, my ex is, I sent her a message saying, you know what, we actually have the best situation. We're not toxic people. We're good human beings. We don't put the kids in the middle of anything. We get along really, really well. We work together. We're still a team. We're still a unit. And I think everyone can do that. I see so many families get destroyed because marriages end and people are hurt and they're angry. At the end of the day, these are all personal choices. I believe happiness is a choice, and I believe you can tweak your mind so that you can find that happiness regardless of what your circumstances are. There's somebody all the way out there in Venezuela who doesn't have running water or even hot water or whatever the case is, who's extremely happy just because, she was able to find a well and she was able to bring the water back. She was able to boil it and she was able to bathe her kids with it. We take a lot for granted in this world. And so I think what's really, really important is, I think it's being open and honest with yourself, and then it's interacting with like-minded souls. If that positive energy you're emitting, you're sending it out in the universe, is affecting people, I promise you it's coming back 10 times, 100 times back to you. So you've got the right idea. You're already flowing.
I love that. And that's what I said. I'm like, what is in it for you, CJ? I'm like, happiness, guys. And remember what my definition of happiness. Okay? Just I'm saying.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's just nice. Like, remember before we started this live, actually, I told you that a lot of people want to be on the free Wednesdays because I do highlight people like you who want to reach more and amplify their message.
Yeah.
But I don't just put people in it for the sake of putting them in it, because we're not all about vanity. I want people who are movers and shakers, that I can see their heart,
Yeah.
that they're really going to help others. Like you said, and I'm sorry about your marriage.
Oh, it's okay.
Sometimes just life, just what it is, right? But at the same time, I love that you guys are not toxic, because the kids are affected. Look at me. My parents abandoned me when I was 2, right?
Wow.
I have a lot of issues. I have anger issues, attitude issues, you name it, issues, right? Like if I focus on my issues, I wouldn't be here at all. But instead,
Yeah.
I take those pain
Yeah.
and I take those issues and I put it in a box and said, okay, if I were not having these issues, what would it be? It could
Right.
never be. But instead, I create, okay, how can I affect other people who's going through the same thing that I might be doing, and be the support system for them? Maybe, just maybe, a little smile, a little kindness, save their life. I don't know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because words are very powerful. When you let go of your words, you can't take it back. You can't
Correct.
buy it back. And I appreciate your time being here and spending time with me, because you can't turn back an hour ago and not to be here, right?
Right.
You're here for a reason, and hopefully we can literally work with people who needs that help in the international arena. And you're definitely in a good place. Now, I want to ask you this question: what strategies can be implemented to cultivate an environment or mindset, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
conducive to entering that flow state, right? We talked about if
Right.
you're in it, how can you recognize, which we have a good example. But now, if you're not in it, you feel like your life's crap. And you're like, oh, this is just too much every day, day in and day out. What is the first thing that you do with your client,
Yeah.
um, before you work in their mindset? And caveat, guys, Susanna, sister, if you're still here, Harsha's the one who told me to drink cold water. And you know what I told him? I'm like, no, I don't drink cold water first, coffee first. Harsha is the one, okay, that made a change to drink cold water in the morning. And I told him 32, what ounce? I'm barely making it to 8. You're pushing it, brother. Harsha, I just want you to know that's been helping. That it has been
Awesome.
helping. And I've been spreading your words. So now the
Wonderful.
chef is here, guys. So now we're
Yeah.
gonna have to. How do you do this?
So, well, research. Everything I talk about, everything I do with my clients, it's science backed, right? None of this foo-foo stuff. And even when it comes to things like Tai Chi and Qigong, internal martial arts, there's a very, very heavy science connector, right? These are neuro primers, meaning it gets the brain to kind of shift a little bit. When your brain is primed, again, your body can achieve anything. So, what I was telling Dr. Leland, and I'm going to share it with everybody. Your day, the success of your day really hinges on what happens from the moment you open your eyes, like that first little bit. Okay. And let's get into the science a little bit. Your brain waves activate in different ways throughout the day and night. So when you're sleeping, your brain waves they're delta waves, right? You're dreaming, you're sleeping, you're unconscious. As you're starting to come out of sleep, right, they go into what's called the theta waves, and as you're waking up, it's the alpha waves. Your mind's ability to focus, absorb knowledge, be creative, learn is highest between the theta and alpha wave stage, basically when you're waking up. Um, What's the first thing people do when they open their eyes? Just about everybody, just about everybody, they reach for their smartphone. You need that dopamine hit. You need that spike. You need to look at messages. You need to go on Instagram. You need to go on Facebook, whatever it is. You know, some people who are stressed, they need to go look at their emails and see if they need to respond to their bosses or whatever the case is. But it's a huge, huge dopamine spike. You literally go from like that delta stage all the way to beta. Beta stage of the brain waves is where you're more active. You know, you're kind of like, you're awake, you're active, you're moving. So skipping the theta and alpha stages can be very dangerous for your ability to absorb and be creative, and also find that, you know, general positive energy. People who wake up on the wrong side of the bed, there's not an actual wrong side of the bed. It's literally what your habit is the moment you open your eyes. What are you thinking? What are you doing? That can affect your entire day. So what I told Dr. Leland, and yes, she was very resistant to it, but I highly recommend it to everybody. Do not look at your phone. That's the first thing people want to do. Do not look at your phone. The better thing to do is charge your phone in another room and don't even touch it. Get up, use the bathroom if you need to, go downstairs, go across the room, wherever, go to your kitchen, grab a tumbler or a glass or a container, canister, whatever, 24 to 32 ounces of cold water, very cold water. I like to refrigerate my water so that it's, you know, under 40 degrees, and then sip on it. And while I sip on it, and I'll tell you why cold water is good. While I sip on it, I also visualize one thing I want to achieve for the day, one task that I'm absolutely going to own. So I'm kind of visualizing myself going through a task, you know, whether it's training one of my coaches or training a student, or today, you know, I'm gonna run the best seminar I'm going to run for let's say a women's self-defense course or whatever. I see myself owning that task as I'm sipping the cold water. Now, what does cold water do to the system? It spikes your metabolism. So the brain and the body they start moving. Your motor is going. So everything you're absorbing, from the fuel you put into your system to the thoughts that you're incurring to the way you move and you activate yourself, is going to be just, you know, boom, for the moon right off the bat. So I make that my daily habit. And then using the visualization techniques really, really help. And then there's more you can do. There are certain, you know, meditation and breathing techniques that I teach my clients that are just life-changing for your health. It puts you in that positive space. And when your brain is in a positive space where it believes it can achieve anything, you actually end up achieving anything. It starts to unlock that superhuman ability. And then you find these results as you enjoy the journey. You find these results start happening, and all results are just proof. They're just proof and data points that what you believed is coming true. So as you bank those results, you know that the next target, you know, project you want to do, for instance, with you, Dr. Leland, you want to be the Netflix of, you know, all of this. You're going to do it. And why do I know that? Because you survived cancer and multiple death scenarios. You're a dean of 3 different universities. You've impacted hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So you already know inside your mind what you're capable of. So let everybody else laugh, because you are actually going to achieve that which you said you will. And anybody that's along for the ride with you is blessed. They're going to be part of something incredible and great. So simple techniques is what I teach people. You don't have to revamp your entire brain and body. Literally what I tell my clients is, if you can give me 10 minutes a day and do a few different things that I ask you to, just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you can find life-changing, your body and brain can find life-changing attitudes happening within days. So it doesn't take much. It's not hard. I want to make it easy
I'm
for
gonna
people.
have to put you on Level Up Academy because I need that in my life, and I'm sure my friends and my sisters need that in our lives, because we need to be in that positive state. But you know, even though we know here, there, pieces, you know, together with our knowledge, and we piece it together, we might get there in like 10 years, right? But why wait 10 years when you can literally do it in 1 year, or even 1 month,
Correct.
having someone who specializes on that. And so you don't know what you just opened. My sisters are here. They'll be like, "Oh, watch out! CJ gets you," and she gets hyper focused. You're in trouble. Because
Great.
I move fast. I move fast, and let's go. Because
Yeah.
life, like I said, is fleeting. We are on borrowed time. Don't be
Yes.
hanging out on the beach all day. Well, you still do that, but just don't do it every single day instead of like working on yourself. You
Right.
do need play. You do need relaxation. I do video games. I do makeup. I
Right.
do stickers. Like that's my thing. And then when you say wake up in the morning, I'm like, yeah, I don't actually wake up with my cell phone. I wake up with a slobber bulldog on my face. I'm like, oh, someone brushed this dog's teeth right now. I'm dying. And they look at you like, what's your problem, mom? I'm like, your breath is my problem right now. Um, but that's what and they gave me dopamine. Like every time I'm sad or I'm reflecting on something bad, I look at my bulldog. I'm like, I want to be a bulldog,
Yeah.
stubborn, getting what they want no matter what. You can say anything to that dog, and you look at it like, what? You said no, no, no. It's not an option. And that's why I always tell my friends. I'm like, you can't say no to me. No, no. It means next opportunity. Next
There
opportunity.
you go.
No, next opportunity. Okay,
Wonderful.
so you don't shut that door because
Right.
opportunity is right there. And if I don't know it, someone else knows it. If I don't know how to gather this thing, Harsha's here. Like, hello? you know? So that is why Kinga says 2 cups, right? Is that 2 cups, 32 ounce?
I think it'd probably be closer to 3 to 4. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'm drowning in liquid. I'm barely making it to like 1 cup
And
this morning. I'm
also
like,
remember to sip it. Don't try to chug it, right? Take your time. Take your time and visualize while you're sipping. Enjoy that moment. Yeah, 24 to 32 ounces is what I recommend. You don't have to go the 32 ounces. And if you don't go 24 and you go like 8 or 16, it's still fine. It's better than nothing. Um,
this is
it's
a
the
great
act.
question. Does an alarm mess you up?
Um, it depends. Yeah. Sometimes the blaring alarm, it kind of hits your adrenaline. It hits your fight or flight. So there are apps on the phone that you can find, which are called like gentle alarm. There's something I used to use called gentle alarm. I don't need an alarm anymore. I wake up naturally on the dot now. The sunlight hits my face right around, 6 or 7 o'clock and I'm up. So I'm very lucky. But if you need something to wake you up, I recommend something that's more of a gentle alarm, which means it goes kind of from silent to slowly bring. So that way you don't jump right from theta to the beta stages of your
Oh,
wake
that's
up.
probably one of my problems because literally my alarm is, it's your birthday. Go shorty. Like that's literally my wake up
You know
call.
what?
It's my birthday
That's
every day.
that's much better than the blaring, like, rah, rah, rah. Those are the worst.
Oh,
So,
I don't use those. It's always like music,
right.
like
You don't
Bee
want a
Gees or
heart attack
ABBA. Right
alarm.
now, yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend something gentle. Um, and you can get them too. Like it doesn't have to be on your
Yeah.
phone, because also remember, if your phone is under your pillow or next to you, you have this urge. You will have this urge. You have to reach for your phone to shut off your alarm, and then it's already there. Now it's tempting you. So there are also alarms you can get and plug in, and you just hit the button, and they can gently wake you
And
up.
snooze. Yeah.
Yeah,
Before we
snooze.
end,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, we're done. I can't believe it. So
I
before we
know.
end, I want to
Yeah,
ask this last question. Okay.
yeah.
If this is your last day today
Mhm,
on this earth,
mhm.
Harsha,
Yeah.
what would be your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact?
Yeah, this is funny. I was just talking to my family about this, and what I told them is, what would really bother me. I don't know what happens after we die. I have no idea. A lot of people believe different things. I have no idea. But what I do know is, if you really matter to people, then they will be sad and they will care for you and they will cry for you. But what I did tell people is, although I can't stop you from doing those things, I hope that it's very short lived. I want you guys to celebrate every good memory we had together, focus on those and hold on to those, and then recreate those with your kids and your grandkids and the next generation. If there's a lasting impact and legacy that I can leave, just know that I go with the same old motto. Happiness is a choice, and I'm not unhappy in my departure from this earth, and neither should you be. So pass the happiness along, pass it to as many people as possible. You never know. Just smiling and saying hello to somebody, a stranger on the street, could completely change their day. Maybe they were being ignored all day at work or all day at home, and just seeing somebody smile and say, "Hi, how are you?" It's a great day. that could completely change the trajectory of their life. So spreading that positivity and those good vibes into the universe is just such a powerful thing. And I don't want my absence on this earth to mean the removal of those kinds of positive vibes. So use me in whatever capacity as still a positive vessel for spreading, love and happiness, and keep the flow state going. Open up your minds and your bodies and do great things together. That's all that matters to me. So
I have a new tagline. My ADHD kicked in. I'm like, if I flow, you flow.
there you go. We flow. Yeah.
Yeah, we flow. That right? If I flow, you flow, we flow. That's right. Thank you so much, Harsha.
Of
I
course.
appreciate your time. I'm gonna put you on the green room back. Please don't leave. I will be right back. Okay. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Leland. Thank you, everyone.
Guys, that was so amazing, right? Oh my god, I am so excited. There were so many people commenting, and my sisters are texting me, and how many people are watching. I love you guys. Please subscribe, like, comment on our channel. Tomorrow I will see you again because we have a giveaway for the magazine. And again, my job is to amplify your message, to make sure that you are reaching the world and really give you what is possible out there. What does that mean? I don't know until you start, right? But one thing I can give you is be kind. Watch for your words because you cannot take it back. And be still sometimes. Just be still. Close your eyes and be still and have a grateful heart. Be grateful that you are 6 feet above ground today, that you can make a difference. Yesterday is something that we can learn from, but don't repeat it from today. And don't think too much of the future because that is not guaranteed. Okay? Live today as if it's your last. Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow with our guru in the marketing, actually branding. Okay, so if you need to know how to brand your organizations or what are some tips and tricks to scale your branding, be here tomorrow and then have a chance to win for our giveaway. Bye everybody.
Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a fantabulous day.